What else? Jobs. The job report came out, only 37,000 jobs created on an estimate of 110,000. And unemployment's ticked up to 4.2%. U.S. credit rating in the tank.
So right now, the United States Labor Bureau reports that the unemployment rate is about 4%. Well, that is only factoring the active workforce. And if you look up the active workforce numbers, that's around 160 million Americans out of around a 330 million American population.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the truth they don't want you to hear. And to all our returning subscribers, thank you. You are the heartbeat of this platform, the reason we keep digging, keep speaking, and keep fighting. This space exists because of your courage, your comments, and your constant support. Now, before we dive in, let's take a moment to thank all the digital freedom fighters out there, the video editors, TikTok truth tellers, YouTube analysts, and Instagram reel creators who are shining light in dark places. Your work keeps the movement informed and empowered. You are the unsung journalists of this generation, and we see you. Today's story is not just about economics. It's about a system collapsing in real time. Last week, 247,000 Americans filed for unemployment, the highest weekly number in nearly a year. This isn't a blip, it's a warning shot. And yet the people in power are too busy policing protest signs and restricting freedoms to address the storm building outside. We're going to unpack what this means, who's responsible, and why milk-colored lawmakers pretending everything is fine are lying to your face. Grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever keeps you grounded, because this one's gonna sting.
If you ever wonder why the gym's always so busy on a random Tuesday at like 10 a.m., this video's for you. Daniel Tosh made this amazing joke in one of his specials a few years back, and he said, 10% of Americans don't deserve jobs, and he dropped the mic. And that kind of scratched my head in all the right ways. So I went and did the math so you don't have to. So right now, the United States Labor Bureau reports that the unemployment rate is about 4%. Well, that is only factoring the active workforce. And if you look up the active workforce numbers, that's around 160 million Americans out of around a 330 million American population. So that means about 50% of America is either actively working, has a part-time job, or is looking for a job, unemployed. That leaves 50% of people without a job. So they're just doing whatever on a daily basis. And of that 50% that's actually in the workforce, if you take away the part-time jobs and you take away the people who are unemployed, that only leaves about 75% of the people who actually have a full-time job working Monday through Friday. And now with work-life balance and people being able to work remotely and they can, be a little more flexible with their schedule, they can go to the gym at Tuesday at 10 a.m. So when you look at those numbers, that's only about 36% of the United States population that is actually working a 9-to-5 job or is fully employed. So there you go.
Well, breaking fuck the news. The U.S. government has announced that the unemployment applications raised 8,000 last week, which brought the number to 247,000 people who applied for unemployment, which is the most that has ever been since October of last year. You guys know I'm taking this one personally because I ain't applied for that shit. So that motherfucker's about to be 247,001. Fuck.
Let's break it down. 247,000 unemployment claims in 1 week. That number isn't just a record, it's a red flag. The last time we saw numbers like this was when the economy was reeling from COVID shutdowns. But this time, there's no pandemic to blame. So what is going wrong? Mass layoffs and corporate apathy. Companies across industries, tech, retail, manufacturing, transportation, are slashing jobs. Nissan just laid off 5,000 people in its first round, with another 5,000 expected soon. These are not minimum wage jobs either. Many are skilled positions, the kind that supported families for generations. Now those workers are lining up at unemployment offices, wondering what comes next. Economic mismanagement. Meanwhile, Washington is pumping money into the military-industrial complex, expanding surveillance, and weaponizing immigration policy. But everyday Americans can't afford groceries. Milk prices are up. Rent is unaffordable. And still, the Federal Reserve keeps playing chess with interest rates, leaving working families in checkmate. Political theater, policy. Let's not sugarcoat it. This administration and the MAGA-aligned Congress are more focused on banning books and chasing culture wars than solving real problems. They'll hold endless hearings on TikTok but won't lift a finger to address record joblessness. And when milk-colored politicians show up on TV saying the economy is strong, we have to ask, strong for who? Upon humanity. Behind every unemployment claim is a person, a family, a dream deferred. These aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet, they are stories of pain, of loss, of frustration. And the most vulnerable, Black, brown, and immigrant communities often bear the brunt when the economy contracts. They're the last hired, first fired, and always scapegoated when the system crashes.
Is this enough for Jerome Powell to stop being stubborn and cut interest rates already? Last week alone, 247,000 Americans asked for unemployment benefits for the first time. And then in the private sector, ADP showed that in the month of May, we only added 37,000 jobs. That's the lowest it's been in the last 2 years. For those of you who are hoping for lower mortgage rates, cross your fingers. Tomorrow's non-farm payroll will be big. If unemployment goes up and the numbers come in lower, it might signal Jerome Powell to cut before September, because it looks like September should be the first cut, but if these numbers come in bad, it might be sooner. So the perfect storm would be in July if the Fed cut rates while unemployment's going up and inflation's coming down, and then the supplementary leverage ratio kicks in, expect to see rates come down. But of course, that would be the perfect storm if you want to see lower rates.
Okay, follow me on this. So since Trump has taken office, no deal to end the war in Ukraine, even though he said he could end it on day one. No deal to end the conflict in Gaza. Said the same thing about that. No deal to limit Iran's ability to produce nuclear material. Remember, there was a deal in place, but he killed that. You know, that whole Obama thing he's got going. No trade deals. Remember, 90 deals in 90 days could fix the economy on day one. Now we have no deals. And the UK deal is not a deal. It's non-binding. And the one with China is just an agreement to sit down and work on an agreement. No deals there as well. What else? Jobs. The job report came out, only 37,000 jobs created on an estimate of 110,000. And unemployment's ticked up to 4.2%. U.S. credit rating in the tank. Doge was going to make the government more efficient, and all they did was fire people. They were going to save $2 trillion and reduce that to $1 trillion, reduce that to $150 billion. Estimates say they may have saved $100 billion, which is a rounding error. for the federal government. Prices are going up with our retailers. People are paying more. People are putting groceries on credit cards. People are being deported, some of them with legal status. Children that are citizens are leaving the country without the medical care that they need to survive. All this going on. And now, look at that. 247,000 unemployment claims in 1 week. How does any of this sound like we're winning? How is any of this good for the American people?
We're seeing a notable shift in the U.S. job market. According to the Department of Labor, 247,000 people filed for unemployment benefits last week, the highest number in 8 months. That's an increase of 8,000 from the prior week and higher than analysts expected. While this might sound alarming, labor experts say the spike isn't necessarily a sign of major layoffs or economic decline. Instead, much of it is being attributed to seasonal factors, including school year endings and the Memorial holiday, which can temporarily distort employment data. Even with the uptick, overall jobless claims remain within a historically normal range, meaning the labor market is still relatively strong. But economists will be watching closely in the coming weeks to see if this trend continues, especially as businesses navigate high interest rates, consumer spending shifts. Last week's spike in unemployment claims, the highest since August, has caught the attention of analysts and policy makers monitoring shifts in the labor market.
So, where do we go from here? We organize, we speak up, we support each other. Because if you're waiting on this government to rescue you, you'll be waiting forever. It's up to us, the people, to sound the alarm and protect one another when the empire pretends not to hear. This is a wake-up call for anyone still thinking the economy is booming. It's not. It's breaking. And what's worse, the people breaking it are pretending to be your saviors. Don't be fooled. To every single one of you feeling the pressure right now, know that you're not alone. We see you, we hear you, and we're standing with you. Big love to the content creators helping get the word out, from long-form journalists on Substack to meme lords on Twitter, from politically conscious TikTokers to indie filmmakers documenting this collapse in real time. You are holding the front line of truth. Please drop your handles or projects in the comments. We want to amplify your work. As always, let's keep the conversation going below. Have you or someone you know been affected by the recent layoffs? Are things getting worse where you live? What do you think needs to happen next? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because in a world where silence is complicity, staying informed is an act of resistance. Until next time, stay sharp, stay loud, and stay human.